Oh yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Model Monday Live. And today is a very special episode because today we are officially kicking off season 6 of the show. 6 seasons we've been here. Really basically since 2019. Which is weird to think about. A lot has happened. A lot of stuff has happened since then. I don't know if you guys remember any highlights, but a lot of stuff has happened since then. So to get things started, I just wanted to say hello to one and all. Let's give some quick shout outs here to the amazing chat, the best chat ever in the world of CAD vs. CAD speed modeling, really in the world of YouTube. So shout out to author Federson. Welcome, my friend. Thanks for joining us. And shout out to Marco Antonio Scavoia. Sup. And our friend PC Arduino is here. Welcome. Anyone having a lag issue with Onshape? I did have a little bit of a weird issue when I went to log in. Hopefully it will be resolved before the live solve. Vicky Chong is here in the chat. If you guys have any questions for Vicky, she will absolutely take care of you. And we've got Jim Yu in the chat. Hello, Toby and everyone. Hello, my friend. Metab is here, my speed modeling counterpart. Metab and I have been battling in the streets, but Metab, a new challenger has arrived in the form of Crispyco. We'll talk about that a little bit as well as the live stream goes on. Lucas is here. Says greetings from Warsaw, Poland. Hello, my friend. Thank you for joining us. And Zhao is here. Hi, folks. Hello, my friend. And Aircraft Junkie is here. Hello, one and all. Rambro's Workshop is here. The world champion of 3D CAD speed modeling, joining us in the chat. Dom is here. What's up, my friend? Welcome. And Aaron C is here, the world champion of Model Monday Live challenges. And Mohammed is here. What's up, my friend? Our friend from the world of CATIA and SolidWorks expert, joining us here in the chat. Ray R is here. Hi. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, one and all. Well, guys, on this episode of Model Monday Live, we've got some very special news. We're going to actually introduce a new mechanic into the way that we do things here on the channel with these challenges. So let's get into it here so that everybody has enough time to get signed up. But the spoiler is you're going to want to make sure that you take some time and sign up for TooTallToby.com. Get a free account going on TooTallToby.com, and that way you will have everything that you need to compete in today's challenge. And that's your little spoiler for what we're going to be doing here. So let's get into it here. Welcome, one and all. Aaron C working on that gaming controller. It looks epic. Looks absolutely epic, my friend. Keep going. Don't give up. Don't never give up. Don't never give up. All right, guys, let's go. And welcome to today's episode, April 7th, 2025, Model Monday Live, where you get to compete against other CAD wizards from around the world to see who is the fastest at turning a 2D drawing into a 3D model, also known as speed modeling, the esport of the day. Guys, we're going to have 2 CAD speed modeling challenges today. We're going to do some TooTallToby updates. We'll see a live solve using Onshape, hopefully, and we'll hang out with the best chat ever. And I want to, of course, start out by saying thank you so much to all the people from the TooTallToby community who make this possible. Thank you to all the subscribers, the people who use super thanks, the joiners, the likers, the tutorial makers, the super chatters, the value for value people, the practice models premium subscribers, the students, the sharers, the commentors, and the Discord crew. Thank you all so much for being a part of TooTallToby, of the community, and of Model Monday Live. It's so good to see all of you in here. Super Chat is available today if anyone has the ability and wants to help support the channel. Super Chat is definitely an option, but we, of course, have many ways to help support the channel, and whatever way works best for you works best for us. We just thank you all so much for continuing to support the channel. And of course, I want to give a shout out to Crispyco. Crispyco gave us a really nice video about why speed modeling makes you a better designer. Posted it on his channel, and we've been helping him repost it. But Crispyco also is a regular member of the community and recently overtook both Metab and myself in the CAD vs. CAD speed modeling leaderboards found at TooTallToby.com. So you'll see here, if you go to TooTallToby.com, you say get started, you get started with a free account. Once you get logged in here, there's a featured challenge practice model that everyone can do, and everyone can explore all the features of Premium within this featured model. Well, one of the features of Practice Models Premium is the ability to compete in our speed modeling leaderboard and to post your video and to post your time. So you can see here, Jerry Smith did this challenge using Fusion 360, 2 minutes 46 seconds. Here's the video. And then Matab did this using SolidWorks, 1 minute 49 seconds. You can watch his video. Then Nikola Tesla did this using Onshape, 1 minute 35 seconds. And then Crispyco came in over the weekend. Actually, like earlier today, I think the video got posted. Stealth Assassin, 47 seconds completed this model. So very, very impressive. And if you think you can do it faster, then get in there and give it a try. See if you can do this model faster. But 47 seconds, he definitely found a good workflow, blasted through that model, and was able to get in there. And yeah, Matab in the chat says, Crispyco is the new boss. Yeah, he definitely got through and really, really made that one happen. And very impressive that he was able to make that happen. But guys, if you're out there and you want to sign up for a free account, anybody with a free account can try out these featured challenge practice models. Of course, with a free account, you'll have access to some of the other models in the library as well, but not all of the models and not all of the functionality, but you get all the functionality here in the featured challenge model. So be sure to check that out, and maybe you can overtake Crispyco. You can become the current leader. And of course, we're going to be cycling out these featured challenge practice models throughout the weeks, so you'll have opportunity to try it on a different model as well. If you can't seem to beat Crispyco on this one, well, we will have another one. So today we're going to do a live solve. We're actually going to use one of those challenge feature models. So make sure you get signed up, and then you're going to be able to see kind of what that challenge looks like. I don't want to spoil it here, so I'll just give you a little sneak peek of what it might look like. But don't forget, before we get into the first challenge for all of you, make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure that you share and reshare. It looks like we got 36 people watching right now. Let's see what our like count is if we go over here to our second computer. 13 likes. So let's see what we can do to get that like count up to match the number of people watching. 36 people watching, 36 people liking. And of course, if you want to support the channel, and also just because I was having some fun with, you can, ChatGPT now does images. It just happened over the weekend. So we decided to make a little fun image here for the new training that's available. So TooTallToby.com/training. We've got the SolidWorks 0 to Hero program. This is 3 classes that you can take. The first one is free, and then the other 2 are paid classes. And it will get you everything you need to go from a complete novice to a certified SolidWorks professional in 30 days. So if you're out there and you're looking to become a certified SolidWorks professional, this is a great way to support the channel and also to get your certification. You can take that training. All the details are at TooTallToby.com/training. Check out the 0 to Hero program. Basically, like I said, it's 3 classes bundled together. They are bundled together for a slight discount, but the first class is a free 30-minute quick start to get you started in the world of SolidWorks. Then there is a SolidWorks 101 training class, a full class to teach you about sketches, parts, assemblies, and drawings. And then the crown jewel, the CSWP prep class, everything you need to take and pass your certified SolidWorks professional exam on the first try. TooTallToby.com/training is the site. Check it out. Get certified today, or at least within 30 days. All right, guys, let's get into our first CAD speed modeling challenge of Season 6 of Model Monday Live. We're going to try and challenge you to take a 2D drawing, turn it into a 3D model, calculate the mass, and enter the mass in YouTube. Well, maybe for one of these, that's what we're going to do. For the second one, it's going to be a little different, and we're going to talk about what we're going to do in the second one here in just a moment. But for this first one, you can use any 3D CAD package. Make sure you input the density, make sure you output the mass, make sure you use the specified precision, and the first correct answer in the chat will win. And so we surveyed 100 people. We asked them what types of units they want to see, and they said, we want to see more inches. So we got inches available here. They said, we want to see more millimeters. So millimeters is also available. If you're here for the first time, take a screen capture. Make sure that you've got the unit system understood because it's called out in the title block. And of course, make sure that you also take a look down at the materials down below and make sure your material density matches these material densities. We do have a material density section in our Discord where you can get the tools that you need to set up your materials in SolidWorks or in Onshape or in Fusion or Inventor and some other CAD packages. The users have posted their materials libraries, so everything you need is there. But if you're here for the first time, maybe just take a screen capture so you know the units. And of course, in the chat, we're getting an awesome shout out here to none other than Bodie McBoatpants. Bodie McBoatpants is, of course, our web dev extraordinaire. And Aaron C saying, Bodie McBoatpants is the GOAT. PCR Arduino agreeing. And then Matav saying, Aaron, go slow on us today. Aaron is the world champion of Model Monday live speed modeling. And then everyone is saying, everybody's saying, Aaron, go slow. Go left-handed. Use your left hand, or don't use your mouse. Just use your trackpad. Okay, so go slow today. Use one of those, what were those things called that you could like hold your hand above it? There was like a way you could do that and then control the mouse. I remember those were hot for a little while. It was like the theremin of computers. All right, guys, that was a little obscure music joke. Here we go. Let's get into it here. Of course, guys, I don't want to dox anybody, but Aircraft Junkie in the chat might know Bodie McBoatpants. So if you want to give a shout out to Aircraft Junkie, he can probably pass the compliment on to Bodie McBoatpants. Guys, the advanced rules are meant to be fun and good-spirited. Occasionally, I will make a mistake, and the Ivan exploit is permitted. Don't forget that along the way. Ricardo Jean is in the chat. Says, hello, guys. Hello, hello. Nadesh is here. We got to keep Rambros and Aaron in a separate category. Oh, I like that. Yo, that's actually a great idea. We definitely need to start doing that. The Hearing Hearer is here. The Hearing Hearer is here. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the Hearing Hearer. All right, guys, as soon as I show this 2D print, it's up to you to turn it into a 3D model and to calculate the mass and enter the mass directly in the YouTube chat. Otse is here as well, another beast in the world of 3D CAD speed modeling. Who's going to earn the first point of Season 6? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XX pounds? Okay, nice easy one in pounds. I know we surveyed 100 people. They said we want more sheet metal. We want more inches with fractions. We said no problem. So here you go. Inches, fractions, sheet metal, pounds. What is the mass of this part in 0.xx pounds? Tolerance is plus or minus 0.01 pounds. So pretty loose tolerance on this thing. And it is not that many features. So this is a tier 3 level complexity. Inch, pound, second, IPS is the unit system. The material is 1060 aluminum alloy. The density is 2,700 kilograms per cubic meter. The bend radius is a little tight for my liking. I'll be honest. If somebody gave me this one in the shop, I'd probably ask them if I could use a larger bend radius. It's pretty thick material to be bending that tight. But we're going to let it go for today's example. And Niles in the chat says, please, more inches and more fractions. He loves inches and fractions. That's great. We've got another user who really likes inches and fractions. Luckily, most tools allow you to enter values directly as 3 plus 3/8in. Yes, that is true. There are different CAD systems that are going to have a different techniques for how you can enter in your units. If you've worked in fractions a lot, then you kind of know what some of these are. You kind of memorize them out to at least 16th. Sometimes even a 32nd. So you can kind of just do the decimal equivalent in your head, but that depends on if you've worked with fractions a lot. I'm trying to learn the software ModelX. Do you know this one? No, I've not heard that one. This looks simple, right? So the Hearing Hearer, if you look down on the title block, you can see there's a complexity level. So this is tier 3. Usually we see up to tier 5 and occasionally tier 6 in the tournaments. The complexity level kind of dictates how many features a normal person would take to complete a model like this. So a normal person, not somebody who's necessarily like trying to do it in the least number of features, but just like a normal person, how many features would they take? And we're already seeing answers coming in. I haven't even taken the print off the screen, and we're already seeing answers coming in. Wow. Very impressive. Guys, make sure you take a screen capture of this model. Make sure that you take a screen capture, and then you can use that screen capture in your... This is kind of like down off the screen, huh? Should be up here more. Sorry about that. You can use that screen capture in your... on your second screen. You can move it over onto your second screen, and that way you'll be able to... There we go. Look, that looks much better. We made a little adjustment on the fly there. Carter G said, my father would do this in 5 minutes. Probably do it and manufacture it. Look at these answers coming in. Wow, wow, wow. This is awesome. I love it. I love it. I love seeing all these answers. All right, take a screen capture, put it on your second screen. We're going to continue on in today's presentation discussion, season 6. Welcome to season 6, everyone. It's an exciting time. Don't forget to support the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe. If you guys enjoy this type of activity, share and reshare. Take a screen capture of what we're doing, throw it up on your social media, help us spread the word, help us spread network effect. And of course, walk up to a coworker. You can walk up to a coworker, and when you walk up to a coworker, you could whisper in their ear and you could say, "Hey, did you know about TooTallToby? Did you know about Model Monday Live? This is where all the cool kids are hanging out. I'll meet you there." So tell one coworker this week. That's your challenge this week. And of course, you can join the party. You can sign up for Practice Models Premium. We're going to talk about that here in just a couple of minutes. You can use Super Chat and Super Thanks. That's a great way to support the channel. If you're watching live, YouTube has a Super Chat function. If you're watching the recording, you can use the Super Thanks function. But it really does, you know, as we get more and more people watching, even what seems like it might be kind of a small contribution, it goes a long way. It goes a long way. So, and of course, you can take training with Toby. And that's another great way to support the channel, and we really appreciate anybody who signs up for training. And look, if you're interested in getting some training, there's no better training class than the Zero to Hero training with that epic book cover that we saw earlier. All right, guys. Let's talk about the tournament. The tournament is coming up, and it is called the Summer Open 2025. It's an 8-person tournament. It's got global enrollment. You can qualify for free if you sign up with a free account at TooTallToby.com. And the official dates are May 2nd, May 9th, May 16th, and May 23rd. We are going to live stream at 1 p.m. East Coast, same time as we're doing the Model Monday Live episodes. And then we're going to, later in the year, we're going to have the World Championship. And we might do a summer sheet metal tournament. We're trying to work with some sponsors to see if we can make that happen. So I'll just drop that out there as a little teaser. Don't forget, if you see me posting anything about the tournament, please hit share and reshare on your social media networks so we can get more and more people interested. But man, we already have some epic qualification runs here. If you go to TooTallToby.com/spring, that'll take you to the Spring Open tournament page. And Matab has been in here running these things. We've got our friend Scott Makes a Thing, our Rhino user, Rhinoceros. We've got the Rhino user here. He's submitted videos in the past for tournament entry, so we got to get in here. I need to get in here. I'll probably approve the rest of these later today, but we've got people from all over the world. Crispy Co here from Australia has got a video coming in. Ricardo Jean joining the channel. Thank you, my friend. Joining the channel at a level of buy me a cup of coffee. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much, my friend. And that means we've got a new custom practice model that we've got to create for Ricardo G. I think I already know what the practice model is going to be for you, my friend. But thank you so much for joining. So yeah, we've got runners from all over the world. The top 8 runners are going to qualify. So we're going to go through and we're going to update this to make sure that we've got those top 8 runners in there ready to qualify. And Victor K, I don't know if I've given you a shout out yet, my friend, but welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the continued support and for being the world champion of 3D CAD speed modeling. Guys, you can sign up, you can enter, you can look at the top 8 fastest times. And we also recently went through the website and re-updated the tournaments page. So now we have proper recognition of all of our former champions. So here you can see Victor K, our 2023 world champion of 3D CAD speed modeling using SolidWorks. Airwick, our 2024 Spring Open champion using Onshape. So that was last year. We had Airwick in there. And then, of course, in October last year, we had Rambros take down the world championship of 3D CAD speed modeling. 16 people from around the world, 6 different CAD systems, 14 countries, 1 champion, Rambros. Let's go. And then earlier this year, for the first time ever, we did a high school CAD versus CAD competition featuring high school students from California, led by none other than our friend Mesa Makes, who's Mr. Corey Mesa, their instructor. And the winner of that battle was Mr. Fancy Pants, our 2025 High School Heroes champion. So that was a lot of fun. I really like that format of having 8 people and just doing it over 4 weeks. So that's what we're going to be doing again here in the Spring Open. So check it out, TooTallToby.com/tournaments if you want to kind of see the history, the true history of CAD versus CAD esports competition. And I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but we do have the 0 to Hero training. You can check it out. Get certified in 1 month if you're a SolidWorks user. Go from novice to certified, or kind of pick it up anywhere in between. All right, guys, let's talk about a new partnership here at Model Monday Live. You know, we've been running the Practice Models app for a while. We've been running Model Monday Live for a while. I think it's inevitable that these two attractions are going to come together because awesome things attract one another. And so starting today, we're going to begin an experiment where we're going to be doing the Model Monday Live Challenge using a brand new featured model in the Practice Models app. So this is something brand new that we're going to try today. So make sure that you get signed up for a free account. This is available for anyone with a free account over at TooTallToby.com, but you do have to go and sign up for a free account in order to be part of this second half of the show. It's a new experiment, and we're going to continue to refine this until we have a smooth running operation here. But we're going to see here that the Practice Models app, what is the Practice Models app? The Practice Models app is a collection of challenges to help you go from 2D to 3D, very similar to what we're doing here today on the show. So throughout the month of February, you can see that we released all these cool models. We challenge you to take a 2D drawing and turn it into a 3D model and calculate the mass. And then throughout the month of March, we continued here. You know, take a 2D model, turn it into a 2D drawing, turn it into a 3D model. But there's functionality beyond just taking a drawing and turning it into a model that you get from the Practice Models app. And we've continued to add to this functionality. Like in November last year, we added the try again function. And then in December last year, we updated the analytics and we added trend lines to the analytics. And then in January, we added a filter. We added some filters. So a filter, so you can just filter out the free models. So, you know, I mentioned earlier when I was looking at the app here, so TooTallToby.com, free account, get started. This is live. I'm looking at the actual app here. Well, there's a filter here that I can turn on. And when I turn on that filter, I can set it up so that I can only see the models that I've completed. Or there's a filter here where I can only show the free models so that I don't see, you know, all the free models and the Practice Models premium models. I just see the library of the free models. So I can just kind of go through and finish the free models and then sign up for the Practice Models premium membership. So we're constantly adding new functionality here. In January, we started experimenting with the community tutorials. We're just about to release the final version of those community tutorials. And we also gave users the ability, premium users, the ability to do multiple runs and to track their time using a different CAD system or, you know, using the same model just to try to improve their time. And then in March, last month, we added the speed modeling leaderboard. So we saw an example of that a little bit earlier where we saw Crispy Co taking the lead on the speed modeling leaderboards. And then earlier this month, we added some new pricing options. We were able to lower the pricing of the app. You can sign up for 1 month, and it's $1 cheaper than it was prior to this update. You can sign up for 6 months, and it's $3 cheaper, or you can sign up for 12 months, and that drops the price to just $5.83 a month. So, you know, spending a lot of time talking to our users, asking them what would make the app better, asking them if we had the pricing at you know, around the right range for what you're getting. A lot of people are saying this is an absolute steal considering what you get and all the great practice that you get and how much better they've gotten at CAD. So great options in here that we're adding every month. Great new functionality. But the one that we're going to talk about today is the brand new featured challenge functionality. So the new featured challenge functionality is going to let users go through, even if they're not a premium user, and use all the premium functionality. So that means running the model multiple times. The try again is only available if you're using a premium model subscription. So being able to run the model multiple times, that's available in the featured challenge. Making a recording of yourself and posting that recording and getting onto the speed modeling leaderboard, that's available in the featured challenge. So all the great functionality that's available for all users is available each month or a couple of times a month in these premium featured challenges. Victor K says that's cheaper than Spotify. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And you'll probably get, I don't know if I want to say you'll get more out of it. I love music, you know, so you're kind of hitting me in my sweet spot there, Victor K. So I don't know if I'll say you get more out of it, but you easily get as much out of this subscription as you do out of Spotify. So, Matab saying, I'm continuing a goal of speedrunning each and every model and having a video for it. Yes, Matab is absolutely crushing in the speed modeling leaderboard category. And there's more, you know, even more is coming, Matab. Like we're going to be able to show you how many of those speed modeling challenges you've submitted. We're going to have a metric for that as well. It's a steal. Next year's already set to annual. Thank you, Jim Yu. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And so what we've got is 164 models, faster scoreboard, more filtering, trend lines and analytics, community tutorials, fastest times table, and of course the featured model. And I got to give a huge shout out to Bodie McBoatpants, our resident web dev, our absolute guru in this space. And I just got to say thank you so much, Bodie, for making this happen for all of us here in the community. I'm not only the owner of the app, but I'm also a user, and I really enjoy it. And of course, I want to give a shout out to our recent addition to the team, Hooby 3DFX. He's got a very easy name to say, who's been doing a ton of stuff with the analytics, with the metrics, with the leaderboards, with the featured model. He's really been helping us make this come to reality. So thank you, Hooby 3DFX, as well. So great to have you guys on the team. Hooby is the man, says Aircraft Junkie. So what is the Practice Models app? It's got a built-in clock. It's got tiered levels of difficulty. It's got a leaderboard. You can track your progress, and it's mobile-friendly? Yeah, sure. It's mobile-friendly. So the new partnership begins today. We're going to show you guys a brand new practice model, featured practice model on the website. You're going to have to go to the website, sign up for a free account, and then you're going to be able to compete in the second challenge today. So make sure you get in there, get signed up for the free account, and then we will show you guys that next challenge in just a moment. And what we're going to do here, this is pretty cool. For each of the challenges that you complete at TooTallToby.com, once you complete the challenge, you're going to see that there's a section called Top 100. So the difference here between the speed modeling leaderboard, so like Crispy Co. did the speed modeling leaderboard in 47 seconds. And he's got a video here showing how he did that in 47 seconds. The top 100 is just capturing the times from just capturing the times from the app. And usually there's some kind of a buffer on here. It's usually about, honestly, it's usually about a 30-second buffer on here. So if anybody submits a time under 30 seconds, what we assume is that they are doing the challenges offline and then just coming back into the app and submitting the answer. So like if you did the challenge offline, you know, practice, and then you think you got the right answer, and then you came back and logged in, or maybe like if you're doing the challenge on your computer, but then you log in from your phone, well, then when you go to submit the answer, your time is going to be like 1 second. We didn't want all those super unrealistic times to show up in this board. So you can see here, this time is 31 seconds, but Crispy Co., his time is 47 seconds. So which one matters more, or which one is more valid? Well, I think this one's more valid because it has a video, right? If there's not a picture, if there's not a video, then it didn't really happen. It's one of those kinds of things. So in the speedrunning community, you always have to have a video for that speed run to be considered valid. And it's certainly more exciting when we can go through here and we can watch people's videos. So there is a top 100. This is just capturing the time. You know, I'm not saying this guy didn't do it in 31 seconds. I'm just saying, you know, I want to see proof. So that's the difference there between the speed modeling board and the top 100. Well, what we're going to see here in part 2 of the episode today is this top 100 being populated because it'll be a brand new model. So we're going to go through, we're going to do this brand new model, and then we're going to see this top 100 get populated. And for the first time, I'm going to be running this model with all of you. So this is going to be really exciting. It's going to be brand new. Good luck to everybody. I hope you guys are ready for this one. We're going to get into it in just a moment. And don't forget, along the way, if you do have any questions about what we're doing here on the channel, the Discord is a great resource. Link down below in the description to the Discord. We'd love to see you in there. We got a great crew in there. All right, like and subscribe, share and reshare. And let's get into the answer here. The first answer. Don't forget, this book is amazing. This book's from 1975. SolidWorks Zero to Hero. Go from a complete novice to a certified professional in 30 days. Take the challenge. All right, first answer here. Let's see what the chat said about this first challenge. We saw answers coming in before we even took the thing off the screen. So our first answer came in from Rambro's Workshop, our world champion of 3D CAD speed modeling. 0.35 pounds. Aaron C, 0.33 pounds. Dom Linder, 0.33. Victor K, 0.33. Otse, 0.33. Matab, 0.326, which rounds to 0.33. Rambro's Workshop, 0.326. Oh, revising his answer. The world champion went from 0.35 to 0.33. We got, let's see here. We got Marco coming in here, 0.33. Very nice. PC Arduino. Oh, sorry. Arthur, 0.33. PC Arduino, 0.33. Very nice. Very nice. Matab, 0.33. Nadesh, 0.33. Black Sad, 76, welcome, welcome. 0.33. Chris Wicken in the chat, 0.33. Jim Yu, 0.33. Very nice. And let's see. Okay, guys, the correct answer is 0.33 pounds. And that means that our winner, the first person to answer correctly and not change their answer, is none other than Aaron C., continuing his reign as champion of the Model Monday Live challenges. Congratulations, Aaron C. You are tough to beat, but that is why people keep coming back. They keep thinking they're gonna beat you. And 0.33 is correct. And congratulations to Aaron C. GG, guys, put a GG in the chat for Aaron C. Let's make sure that we recognize him for getting that answer correct. Well done, my friend. Well done. And so we now enter into the phase of challenge number 2. And we're going to see if we can do this live here. Let me see here. If I go to TooTallToby.com and I go to the homepage, I go to get started. So I'm looking at the practice models here. So here we see the practice model. So if you guys want to do the same thing here, go to TooTallToby.com. You don't need a premium account. A free account is sufficient for this challenge. So we're going to go here to the practice models. We say, it says here, the featured challenge practice model is this 24-01-04. And so what we're going to do here is, one second, going to make a quick change here in the background. And I'm gonna make sure that everybody has time to get in here and to sign up for the practice models challenge. And here we go. This next practice models challenge goes live in 3, 2, 1. Go. So I'm going to click refresh here at TooTallToby.com, and the challenge is 250402. And you can see here that this is a brand new featured challenge practice model. Click here to practice. So click here to practice. Aircraft Junkie in the chat says, this is amazing software. So click here to practice. And once you click here to practice, you can see that no one has done this yet. It's a brand new model. And so be the first to compete in this practice model. And so you can see here that what you can do down at the bottom is you can say, click here to begin. Click here to begin. And then we can say, reveal drawing. And go. So what is the mass of this part? What is the mass of this part in XXXXXXXX grams? XXXX grams. So what is the mass of this part? So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to submit an unrealistic time real quick. Just to, I think I won't show up on the leaderboard if I did this right. Oh, maybe I came in. Hold on a second. Let's see if I got it. It's too fresh. Uh-oh. I'm hitting an issue on the site here. Let's see here. Try it again. I'm running into an issue. Guys, let me know if you're running into an issue as well. It started out good. Don't worry. We're going to work out the bugs in this one. We got a backup plan anyway. Server error 500. Guys, this is why we experiment, right? This is a safe space, okay? It's okay if we're in here. It's okay if we're in here and things go a little bit wrong. We'll figure it out together. And we're not worried about it. We're going to get it figured out here. So look, I go in here to compete it. All right. Server error. It didn't work. It's all right. Guys, now you know where the future is going. And it's going to be exciting when we get there. And I'm excited to be on this journey with all of you. But I know what you're all here for. You're all here for challenge number 2. So let's make sure that everybody has a chance to do this. I'm going to just bring this up full screen. Okay, we're engineers here, guys. We always have backups, and we know how software works. Sometimes software doesn't quite work out how it's supposed to. That's okay. We're gonna get it there. But guys, here's the backup. Here's your challenge. What is the mass of this part in XXXX grams? Okay, maybe some of you got a little bit of a jump on it. If you did, that's all right. You're allowed. This is how it goes sometimes. This is how luck works. But here's the challenge. You can take a screen capture of this. You can still model through it. Jim Yu confirming we got the server error. Yep, I got it too. Backup, first time hearing this. Yep, that's what we do as engineers. We say, all right, now that we got the whole thing designed, where do we think something might go wrong? And let's make sure that let's make sure we bring that extra rope, or we have that extra pack of screws, or we have make sure we have the correct tool, correct multi-tool. That's how you do it. That's how you don't get jammed up. So take a screen capture of this challenge, and I'm going to do this challenge right along with you this time. This is something that we experimented with a couple weeks ago. I thought it was a lot of fun when we had our Fusion users in here working through this. So I think it was a lot of fun to see that from the Fusion users, and so I think this will be a lot of fun here as well. So we're going to go back to our full screen, and let's give this thing a shot here using Onshape. So we're going to model this thing up in Onshape. For me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, as always, whenever I'm trying to create a 3D model from create a 3D model here from a 2D drawing, the first thing I ask myself is, where should the origin be and kind of what's my game plan for this model? And to help determine where the origin should be, I always look for these notes here: center line, symmetric. If the model has symmetry, then that's going to help me figure out where the origin should be. And if it's got two axes of symmetry, then the origin is almost always going to be at the intersection of those axes, because it's going to set you up to very easily perform mirroring type commands later on in the design. So you're going to be able to take this geometry and you're going to be able to mirror it from one side to the other, take this geometry and mirror it from one side to the other. So for me, the origin is going to be right here, dead center at the bottom. It's a little bit below this face here because there's a little gap there between that face and the floor. You can kind of see that gap here. But that's where the origin is going to be. And so now the next question is, how am I going to create this model? How am I going to start this model? What are going to be some of the different features I'm going to create? Well, for me, I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sketch here on the front plane that's going to look something like this, just a rectangle. And then I can extrude that out. And then I could create this sketch here on that end face, create this sketch here and kind of get all this geometry in place. Again, using mirroring, I could just create half of it and use mirroring. But a different approach that we could use, and this is something that I'd be tempted to do in Onshape, is we could create this rectangle here, and then we could create another rectangle here, like so. We could create another rectangle here up to the center of that hole, and then another rectangle up top here. And the thing is, Onshape, when you do geometry like that, oops, one more rectangle here. When you create geometry like this in Onshape, where you've got these multiple profiles, it really makes it an easy job of extruding that, particularly when you have symmetry. So I think, considering my different options, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to end up creating all the geometry here looking in from the side, and then I'm just going to extrude that geometry out symmetric, and that's going to give me sharp results. So this is going to have a sharp, kind of like a top here. It's going to have a sharp result here, but then I could just do a full round fillet and round that thing off at the top. Just a nice full round fillet, round that thing off at the top, and then I'm going to be good to go. So I think that's going to be my approach. And then the only thing that'll be left for me to do at the end is going to be to add in these holes. So let's take a screen capture of this. We could use Windows snipping tool, or for me, I use Snagit. That's my kind of screen capture software that I typically use. So we'll do a Snagit here, and then I'm just going to move this over onto my second screen. And let me bring up my keyboard cam here so you can see all the cool keyboard shortcuts I'm using in Onshape. And let's give this thing a try. So I'm going to say create document 250402 shaft bracket 1. And I am creating this in the Onshape public space. So if you're ever logged into Onshape with a free account or with a paid account, you can search the public space and you can find this document. And then I'm going to go to the right plane, S key, begin a sketch, N key to get normal to, S key, create a rectangle, single click a little above the origin and make that first rectangle. And then I'm just going to hit escape. And usually what I do at this point is I make a line. And when I go to make that line, I'm just going to make it Q for construction. And that helps set me up so that I can do what are called symmetric dimensions across that center line. And now at this point, maybe I'll put in a couple of dimensions just to kind of make sure I've got my sense of proportion correct. So I'll create a dimension here. This is shown on the front view. That's going to be 4 millimeters. 4 millimeters up to the bottom of that center brace. And then the center brace here is going to be 52 millimeters from the bottom. So that's shown on the right side view. And what this lets me do is it lets me hit escape and grab the endpoint of this construction line and take this line here and kind of move it over. If I don't like the way those planes are looking, I can press P on my keyboard. So P will hide your planes, P to show your planes. So if you don't want to see those, you can hide them. And now I'm going to jump into the second part of my plan, which is to create all those rectangles over here. So S key, rectangle. I'll start here at this corner, come down like so. You see, I'm going to be able to pick up a horizontal relationship. If you don't get that relationship, just take your mouse over the origin and then move it over and you'll get that horizontal relationship. And then this is going to be 18 wide. Okay, and then the depth, it's already defined. It would be driven anyway. And then I'll do S key rectangle. I'm going to make another rectangle here. This is kind of like the height of that. So again, pick up that point, and then that'll wake up that vertical relationship. And then S key rectangle, and we're going to create a rectangle here that's going to go to... again, if you put your mouse over this point, you'll be able to wake up that vertical relationship. So this one's going to be up to the center of the hole. And then we'll do a final rectangle up top here. So S key rectangle. And again, put your mouse over this point to wake up the vertical. And that's going to go up to the very top there like so. And so now that I've got those rectangles in place, I can start dimensioning. So the dimension here to the kind of like foot area on this thing is going to be 14 millimeters. The dimension to the center of the hole that's up top there is going to be 86 millimeters from the base. And then the dimension from the center of that hole up to the top of this line here is going to be 20 millimeters. That's going to be my radius for that kind of tombstone shape that's up top. And then what I can do is I can go here to... I can go here to the option for width here. So for the overall width of this thing, I'm going to click on this vertical line here. I'm going to come over here to this construction line, and then I'm going to cross over that construction line. And then once I cross over that construction line, you can see here that I can put in that width. Once I cross over the construction line, I can put in that width there at 94. Enter. That's the max width, and that gives me the geometry of that part. So I see in the chat, Aircraft Junkie is letting us know that the system is back up and running again. The system is back up and running again. So let's see here. I'm going to go back to the web page. I'm going to say refresh, and I'm going to click into this thing. Let's see here. And now we've got our top 100 board. It says complete this model to see the leaderboard. So let me see if I can, again, I'm going to just try and get in here. Let's see. He says software working again. Issues weren't handling TooTallToby's valid answer in an unreasonable time properly in one of the graphs we were trying to build. Okay, cool. All right, so maybe if I just didn't have that valid. So, you know, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back through and just do it again, and we'll see, you know, we can kind of take a look here at the top 100 together. So I'm going to do this again, all over again. I'm going to just close this document. Okay, close out of this document here. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's see what ends up happening. So here we go. This will be fun. And if you guys want to do this again, you can. You know, if you just want to, we're just testing the top 100 here at this point. You can still answer in the YouTube chat, and maybe this one will just be a wash. We won't have a point for this one since we're just kind of experimenting. We'll figure out the points later on this one. So Aaron C, good job. You locked up the sweep for the day. So I'm going to move this over here. I already have the drawing captured over on my second screen. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say, click here to begin. And I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so now we're modeling, kind of following with that game plan. I'm going to say create document, and I'll call this 250402 shaft bracket 1. And I'll say create public document. If you want to give it a try again, if you already finished it and you want to try it again against the clock, feel free to do so. Might be kind of fun to try this thing against the clock. We'll see who gets on that top 100 board. And now I'm going to go right plane, begin a sketch, S key, N key to get normal to S key. I'm going to start with a line here. I'm going to press the letter Q. That gives that line that for construction condition. Then I'm going to go S key rectangle. I'm going to create a rectangle here that comes out like so. I'll hit escape there. And then I'm going to add some dimensions to that rectangle, just like we did a moment ago. We'll make that a height of 4. And then we'll make the height from here, from the base up to here at 52. And then we'll take this line here and move this line up and move this line out like so. And then we will create some more rectangles. So a rectangle here like so with 18 as the width. And then we can do another rectangle here, get directly above that. It'll come up to about there. Another rectangle here, get above that point. That one will come up to here. And then a final rectangle here directly above that point. That'll come up to here. And now we can go into our dimension command, and we can say that the dimension here for the width of this thing, so the dimension from this vertical line to this construction line here, then I move across the center, that's going to be 94. We can say that the dimension here to represent kind of the height of the foot is going to be 14. The dimension from the base up to the center of that tombstone with the cutout is going to be 86. And the dimension from this line here up to that top line is going to be the radius up top, which is going to be 20. So that gives us our sketch. If you're modeling this, or if you're watching the recording and you're modeling this in Onshape, this is what that first sketch should look like. I'm going to press the letter P. P hides my planes, makes it a little easier to see my dimensioning scheme here. So that's what you want your first sketch to look like, something like that. And once we've got that geometry in place, what we can do is we can choose extrude in Onshape, and then we can hit the space bar. So right now it's extruding that entire sketch. I'm just going to hit the space bar because that clears all those regions. And then I'm just going to choose to extrude this region here that's in the center. And then I'll choose to extrude that to a depth of 18, tab, tab, tab. And I'll press the space bar here for symmetric. And then I'm going to not just press enter, but I'm going to hold shift and I'm going to press enter. So shift, enter. And now I'm going to say here that I want to add in another extrusion. Now this time what I need to do is go over here to sketch 1. And I'm going to say show sketch. So there's like an eyeball here for show sketch. So I go over here to sketch 1, show sketch. And now for the second extrusion, I'm going to be picking this geometry here where the foot is. So let's say this geometry and this geometry for the foot. And that is going to go out to a depth of 105, tab, 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 symmetric, space bar, and shift enter. And then this region and this region, tab, 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 20, tab, sorry, that's actually 40, tab, 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 symmetric, and shift enter. And now I'm going to pick this kind of internal region here. So to pick that internal region, what we do is we use this key on the keyboard. This is your select other key. It's the little tilde key above the tab key. So you keep selecting through until the region you want gets highlighted, and then you left click with your mouse. So we left click that region there, and then we're going to say, excuse me, we're going to say remove, and that remove is going to go to 50, tab, 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 symmetric, and enter, and boom. There we go. We created the majority of that geometry. So now we could go to fillet, and the fillet here is going to be a full round. So first face, second face, and then faces to round, and enter. And then we could pick this face here, S key, begin a sketch, S key, circle, and we'll put a circle here right on this point, and we'll say that circle is going to go to 25, and then S key, extrude, and we'll say remove, and we'll make that one through. And we hit the green check mark. And then we'll do S key fillet. And this is going to be a regular fillet here with a radius of 5. So radius 5 in 6 places total. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, this should be 10 places total, not 6. 10 places total. I got to update that note. Sorry about that, guys. Why? I don't know why it said 6 there. What was I thinking when I made that drawing? This says 6 places total. That should be 10. 10 places total, because we're filleting these 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one here 5. This one here at the top of the rib there. But even if I didn't account for that one at the top of the rib, I mean, at a minimum it should have been 8. I don't know where I came up with 6. I must have done. Oh, you know what? I probably didn't have these ones at first. I probably didn't have these ones. I probably just had these. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's probably what happened. Sorry about that. I'll fix the drawing and re-upload it. It's a day of experiments, everybody. All right, so then we hit the green check mark. And now to finish this thing off, what we're going to do is we're going to do a mirror. So we go into this flyout menu here, mirror, and we're going to mirror this entire part. We're going to mirror it about this plane, and then we're going to hit the check mark. And then we're going to go down here to the parts list. And in the parts list here, you can see that we're going to right click and we're going to say assign material. And then this is going to come from the TooTallToby library of materials. And this is going to be the plain carbon steel material. And so now we can click the little measurement tool. It's down here in the corner. This little, like, looks like a set of scales. We click on the part and we get 1596.3. So 1596.3 and enter. And it says incorrect. Incorrect. 1596. Incorrect. I think I missed something here. Missed the holes. Thank you. I did indeed miss it. But hey, look, it just goes to show that the website does validate your answer, which kind of makes it fun when you get something wrong. It's like, wait, did I do something wrong here? Yes, we definitely did. We missed the holes. There's 4 counterbore holes here that we totally missed. So let's add in those holes. A lot of times in Onshape, what I do is I begin a sketch on that face. I go normal 2. I create a rectangle. We're going to create this rectangle here with the dimensions 76 by 76. And then I will exit that sketch, and then I'll jump into the hole tool in Onshape. So hole, we'll jump into the hole tool here in Onshape, and then we're going to say this is going to be a counterbore for a 5mm diameter, oh no, a 7mm diameter hole. The termination is going to go through all, and then the counterbore is going to be 14 tab 4. So 7mm here, 14 4. Yep, 7 through 14 4. And then sketch points to place the holes. Now all I have to do is pick these 1, 2, 3, 4 sketch points, and then we can hit the green check mark, and let's see if that works out a little better. We go to our mask here, we click on this part 1565.1, 1565.1, and click here to submit answer. And let's see. Incorrect. 1565. 1565. Yeah, that should be right. 1565.1 is still, it's not correct. 1565. Oh, Aircraft Junkie giving me some tech support here. $1568. This is just a absolute win of a tech support. This is an absolute win here of a tech support session. All right, click here to submit answer, and I probably got to refresh here to get this thing to work. Guys, at this point, I really want to just confirm that I got a correct answer here. 1565. Had to remove the 4 fillets to get the correct side. Oh, yeah, good. Had to remove 4 fillets and got the correct answer on the site. Yeah, so that's exactly what it was. It was that, it was that I must have changed the design, and then something got caught up in the shuffle. Not my best work, guys. All right, we're starting a new season here. I think a lot of times it's good to start a new season on a little bit of a lower note, because then things can only get better, you know. So it's all good. You got to be willing to take these risks if we're gonna end up getting the right functionality. And there we go. It's just that easy. And there we go. 1565 is the correct answer, everybody. For all those of you who got it in the chat, I appreciate it. And if we submit this now what we're going to see is here that there is a top 100 leaderboard, and that we do have some people in the leaderboard who were able to get it. Again, I do apologize, everybody. I know that was a little bit rough, but if you want to go through and try that model again, this is going to definitely give you some cool stuff to try. I will update the drawing, and Aircraft Junkie is number 1 here on the leaderboard. So Aircraft Junkie, Bodie McBowpants, we'll give him a point on today's Model Monday Live, this afternoon's Model Monday Live. So, all right, guys, that was interesting. I like that. I think that's something that I actually do like. I know that it was a little bit of an experiment. I know we went a little bit off the rails on that one, but let me know, of course, in the chat. Let me know down in the comments if you're watching the recording, if you like that style, if you like working all this into the website. The nice thing about the website is that we're going to be able to really leverage this and kind of truly marry the 2 apps, and I'm really excited about that. And so I think we are going to be doing more of these. Hopefully the next time we do it, it'll go just a little bit smoother. There was a couple things that went off there. Most of that was on me, so I do apologize. But I do appreciate you guys sticking with me too. And you know, it's like I said, don't ever be afraid to try new stuff. You know, the worst thing that's going to happen is that it'll go a little bit wrong, and when that happens, you know, your team, your community will be there to support you and get you through it. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to try new stuff, and we'll definitely keep innovating. Yes, as Aaron C says, we're going to keep innovating. And Matab likes this model. Yeah, and that's the other thing, guys, I wanted to remind you about. As I was doing this, I was thinking about this too. Remember, the cool thing about this featured model functionality. Huge shout out to Bodhi and huge shout out to Hubi 3D FX. The cool thing about this speed modeling featured challenge format is that here, once we complete the model, the time that you record shows up here in data and analytics. So the idea here is that you do a speed run and you record yourself and you get, 3 minutes, 47 seconds, something like that. So that shows up here, 3 minutes, 47 seconds. And then you take the video that you recorded, you throw it up on YouTube, and then you post it here, and then you're going to show up on the speed modeling leaderboard. Well, think about this model. This model has so many cool exploits that we can do to increase our time in speed modeling. Like, this is going to be so fun to watch how different people solve this model and come up with different ways of saving time in constructing this model. I mean, even just the thing that I did here today is kind of interesting, an interesting way to approach this. What could we do beyond this to save time? Maybe this rectangle here, we could have done it all as one rectangle, or, maybe there's like other things that you can think of that you can do to further reduce the total time. Can we do Ivan exploits in the speed modeling leaderboard? No, that's a great question, Matab. The expectation is that the speed modeling leaderboard, because you can do it as many times as you want, it's expected that you're going to match the drawing perfectly. So yeah, we're not looking for Ivan exploits on this one. We're just looking for the exact correct geometry in a video, and we're looking to see, what people do to innovate and to get onto that leaderboard. So, give it a try. We've got my run there, which took many, many minutes. I'll do it again after the live stream. I'm going to go and update the image as well in the database so that you guys will have, the opportunity to do more of this. But look at this. We've already got, look, Black Sad got in here, 20 minutes. Very nice. Very nice. Congratulations. Let's see if anybody else is in here. Okay. I love it. I love it. Dom is in here. Mr. Antonio is in here, and Metab is in here. Very, very cool. Yeah, Ivan exploits are definitely still allowed in the tournament. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. I want to say thank you all so much. It was a lot of fun. I really like experimenting, and I like the idea of having this kind of a little bit more of a dynamic leaderboard here. PC Arduino says, got to go teach. Love the format today, despite the glitch. Thank you, my friend. I think that'll be a lot of fun in your classroom, too, with the students. So good luck, enjoy, and have a good week, everybody. And don't forget to share and reshare. Don't forget to use Practice Models Premium. Sign up for the new account so you can get them for cheaper than ever right now. Take the challenge to do your SolidWorks 0 to Hero training. And, of course, congratulations to the winners. Thank you to the chat. I'm trying to kind of speed through this because we are right at the top of the hour here. Next week is April 14th. I am going to be on the road, so we might do an episode from mobile. We're going to see what we can come up with. We are going to be on the road next week, though. So we're going to do our best to come up with an episode from the road for all of you for next week. Otherwise, we'll have some other cool content. And be on the lookout for all the content this week. And, of course, as always, I want to say thank you all so much for being a part of this. This is a lot of fun working with all of you. This is really like a great way for me to start the week. I missed you all last week, so this is a really fun way to start the week. So I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday. I hope you have a great rest of the week. Look for all the content we're going to be posting this week, and I will see everyone in the next episode of Model Monday Live. See you, everybody.